Right, so I've been vibe coding AI agents for months now, but today I'm going to do something different. I'm vibe coding my YouTube studio live. I'm currently talking into my brand new Sony FX30 camera. I'm also using OBS to do this stream, and I have not used OBS Studio for a while. But I've got to be truthful here, my setup around me is a mess. I know this probably looks a lot better than you've been used to, but I've had my camera in the wrong place. I've had the ergonomics of my desk in the wrong place. I've even seen the comments on my YouTube channel that you're hunched over your desk. The desk is not in the right place. The monitor's too low. I can't make eye contact with things. And I got to tell you, like all day, in fact, all of this week so far, I've been looking at other YouTubers, I've been looking at their content, I've been studying camera angles, and I've been dialing things in. Plus, not to mention, this is third time the charm that I'm actually doing this live stream, and now it's going to stick. So I can see that we've got Aaron in the house, we've got Upwork, Gupsup, I think that is as well. Nice to see you there. I am actually seeing your comments live. So everything has been killing my productivity and probably my HRV as well, because I like to watch over my health, and everything else I've been optimizing, like eating the Mediterranean diet, going for runs, going for cold plunges. But when it comes to sitting down at this desk and actually doing productive YouTube work, I've been lagging behind. So here's the plan on this live stream. I want to share with you how I'm going to open up Claude Code right now, and I'm going to fix all of it live on camera, no script, no edits, just you and me, the FX30 OBS Studio, and an AI that's about to learn way too much about how my desk looks, where my camera is, the color grading of my video, and more. So we got Horik in the house who says everything's working. Yes, we got Madboy5505. No way this is live. Hold up your fingers to show that you're not an AI. Actually, that's crazy shadow coming in from my key light over there, isn't it? You see, it's things like this that I need to figure out. So you may or may not have guessed by now, I'm not a video expert, but I've been using AI to vibe code my look on YouTube. And you may notice a load of people saying in the comments, this is not live. This is absolutely live. Hang on a second. I know how I can prove to you this is live, all right? For those of you that don't think it's true, I'll hold up my watch to the camera, and hopefully the camera will do its fade thing. I can't guarantee it. Well, there you go. Hang on, might need to put a light on it. There you go. Can you see that? That is the time right now in Cyprus as I do this live stream, right? There is no doubt in anyone's mind now, I'm sure, that I am live. Now, I know you may be deceived by the fact that the quality on this is pretty fat. Like, I'm sending some serious bites up the pipe to YouTube. So before I share my screen, I'm going to share my screen in a sec, show you what I've been working on. So essentially, I got this FX30. It's about $2,000 worth of camera. I just wanted to upgrade my YouTube look. So for the longest time, I have been putting out my videos in 1080p. And by the way, if you come in for AI, we're going to get into AI in a moment. This is an AI-based video, but it's also a content creation YouTuber video as well in a way. It mixes the, if you like, the raison d'etre, is that how the French say it? For both my YouTube channels, Creator Magic that you're watching now, which is AI, and the channel named after me, Mike Russell, that covers content creator stuff. So 1080p recording, 1080p putting things out. I was using actually the Rodecaster video. In fact, I've actually unplugged it, and here it is. This is the Rodecaster video. I love this piece of kit, by the way, but I can't use it anymore because I want to start putting stuff in 4K. Now, I struggled. I started this stream twice and it was problematic. First of all, it told me that I'm the wrong resolution and it was dropping frames. And then the second time it just had some crazy lag, and some of you in the chat now actually said that it was lagging behind and crazy. Still, some of you are saying this is pre-recorded. I don't know why you're saying that, Dark Danoche, but I can see you there saying that. So I messed about and I found that I was actually trying to record this live stream and stream it live from OBS, and my Mac Studio M1 that I use as my daily driver was just falling over. It couldn't handle it. So now I've stopped that. Everything's working. Now, for those of you that are in now, before I go and share my screen, show you how I've been doing this. I am trying to max out what YouTube is currently capable of with a live stream. So I am sending a 4K live stream, I think about I've got 0 drop frames, which is good. Actually, let me go ahead and share my screen. You'll see a load of vibe coding this side, which I'm going to get into in just a moment. The picture-in-picture down here is a little bit small, but hopefully it's enough to be working with. So you can see here I've got no drop frames, and I'm sending about 25 megabits per second up to YouTube, which is like a 4K thing. So this is good. But what I wanted to really clarify with you now is, for those of you that can, if you look down at the settings cog down below somewhere, I think over there, the settings cog, does it show 4K on this live stream? Is this actually indeed streaming in 4K? And it should actually say something like 4K 60. So if somebody could check for me and post in the comments, is this a 4K 60 frames per second stream? If so, I'm hoping the motion on my hands is really good. There's no motion blur and everything's good. I've been dialing in the look. Now, while I wait for you to, the bottom left camera should be bigger, shouldn't it? Yeah, it's quite small. Shall I make that? I'll make that bigger like that for the moment. That's a big picture-in-picture, right? But I can do that because I'm showing you OBS. So it's the picture-in-picture for ants, I know. Okay, I've made it bigger now, so hopefully that will work, okay? And you can see me. Obviously, now I'm sending a 4K stream of my camera. Is 4K, says Sweet D. Yay, streaming live in 4K, baby. So this is the kind of content I want to push out. And you might ask, why, Mike? Why? What's the point? Okay, yes, you spent 2K on a new YouTube camera, but why? And the reason is, like, I want to deliver the best quality on this channel. I want to prepare my channel for YouTube being the #1 app, by the way, in the United States on TV. That was an announcement just the other week. And so they've announced, I think a couple of months ago, that they're optimizing thumbnails now to be 4K, so 3840 by 2160 pixels. And obviously YouTube is pushing that way, that this content should be consumed on a TV. Hey, that's so cool. We've got Anashima who says 4K 60. Nice. Slava also says 4K 60 frames per second. So loving that. That's awesome. So how have I been dialing in this look? Well, let me go back to picture-in-picture and show you actually something on my Finder here. Okay, so if we go into my Finder window, I want to show you the evolution of my YouTube look. And I did this all with vibe coding in Claude Code, which I'll show you in a second. So I basically got Claude Code to dial in my YouTube look because, I've done a little bit with cameras. Some of you who've been around for a while, seen my old audio tutorials, will know I'm an expert in audio, but when it comes to video, a little bit is left to be desired. So let me just flush this up on the screen here. Can you guys all see that? So this is the latest video I published last week. That's just a still from it. This is the old angle of my camera. And I hope you guys will agree that what you can see now on screen is looking a heck of a lot better than this camera angle. Basically, when I moved the whole studio to Cyprus, I just put everything on a floating desk, one of these IKEA standing desks, by the way, threw everything together. And I just threw the camera off to my left-hand side. And I was like, that'll do for now. But I don't think this is good. So I don't like the fact that let's see if I can zoom in here. I don't like the fact that my face is fully lit, basically both sides. So I have that bright YouTuber look. I'm going for more of a cinematic look. I don't like the fact that the microphone is shoved right up my mouth pretty much. And just like, I think my skin tones are off. I just don't like this. So I started messing around, and this is really difficult because I like everything in my studio to be in order, and right now it's a mess. So I started to mess about. This was on Monday or Tuesday, and I kind of got a look like that. I just tweaked the lights a little bit, and I used Claude Code to tweak my lights. I'll show you how I did that in a moment. But yeah, it wasn't so good. And then we got to something like this. I moved it to a standing desk and I changed the color of my hue lights in the background, but something was off. There was too much in the frame. Everything was bad. So that was using, let's see if I can find it. It's not essential to show you this, but it would be nice. So I've got a bunch of lenses, basically. So before I complete this story arc, let me just show you. I've got a bunch of Sony lenses here, which came with the cameras. And then I've got this like super dial-in lens, which didn't work very well. And then I've got the 16mm with 1.4, whatever it's called, thingy that does the bokeh in the background. You can tell I'm not a video expert. And then I switched over to a Sigma lens that I've had actually nearly 10 years, but I've never used it because I've never had enough space in my old studio to do it. This is now a 35mm lens. There you go, to get geeky. And it's got the 1.4 thing on it as well, which gives me the bokeh, the separation. So what I'm looking is to make my face the subject of the video, and all of this stuff, you know, should be in the background. And maybe I'm going to change this up. I'm going to get Isabella, my wife and business partner, to help with that, because she's got a much better interior design eye than I have. Let's see what else you're saying in the comments. So yeah, Dickie's saying, yeah, it is 2160p, 60 frames per second, basically 4K, but mine degrades you down a little bit, which is fair enough. Okay, I get some artifacts and also a lot of buffering. Are any of you other guys getting some buffering at the moment, or artifacts, or is this coming through really pure and nice? I'm curious to know if that's just Dickie or if that's everyone. But yeah, Dickie is actually saying probably on my end. Okay, nice pile of toilet paper. Thanks. All right, let's go back and share the screen. So yeah, so we ended Monday on this, and then Tuesday I started to play and I did something like this, which was good. But again, I think you see too much of everything here. You know, I've got the full frame here. This is too panned out for me now. Didn't really like this, and the stuff going on around the side, you can't really see this frame picture. Like the picture of the Buddha in the Mario block just needs to change, I think. Okay, so we're saying it's smooth, and the microphone is butter, smooth as butter. Whoa, that's nice. Then I got to this, which is pretty much what you see now. However, it looked a bit washed out. You'll see this looks pretty washed out. Like the colors are just not cool. I'm not a color grader either. So thank you, Sweet D, for saying my OpenClaw is legendary. I'm still sticking with OpenClaw. Like I see a lot of creators at the moment going over to Hermes Agent, and it's quite funny because everyone's like, yeah, Hermes is the new thing. You got to go to Hermes. And I'm split testing. So I got Hermes running like on a little side computer on my Proxmox setup here at home. But there are some really cool things, and I love the self-evolving feature, but I think people are giving up and hating on OpenClaw too soon. I have been using a lot of Claude Code agentically internally, did a video about that as well. I think ultimately I want a framework or a harness agnostic setup where essentially I can have a bunch of markdown files and hand them to OpenClaw, hand them to Hermes, or give them straight to Claude Code and have it do the work. That's the dream. And you'll see I managed to go from this look here to this look. And please ask questions. I can see some of you want to ask questions. Look at that. From that washed out look to that look. I actually think that's pretty good. Now I've got pop-in colors and it's really nice. So yeah, we've got a question here. Is a local setup better than any other paid plan? I think yes, but I think you need to use Frontier AI still for the hard work. I am heavily experimenting actually with the Mac Mini that sits behind me over there on the desk. It's really, really cool. It's like a beast of a machine. 256 gigabyte of unified RAM memory. It's awesome. I just need to think of ways to use it. I need to saturate the GPU like 24/7 now. I actually, funnily enough, and this is like kind of bleeding edge stuff, so not stuff I've made a produced video about on the channel yet. I am playing a lot with it, and I am using things like Claude Code to do so. So I want to use a lot of local AI for all my internal processes, my health data, things like YouTube transcripts, like checking what other people in the AI space are doing, checking X posts, things like that. That can all be done internally with local AI, like really, really well. And I actually, for the first time, tried out the /goal command on Claude Code. I think they only released it yesterday in the latest version of Claude Code. You can now do /goal, which I think Hermes Agent and OpenAI Codex added a few days ago. Anyway, it's freaking phenomenal. It worked for me for a few hours overnight. And the goal I set it, I said, look at how... because I've had OpenClaw running since the start of the year and I've got all the chat logs, everything is there, it's all recorded. So I basically set Claude Code loose with a /goal And I said, I want you to look at the first 4 months of my OpenClaw usage. I'd like you to read the chat logs, look at everything I've been doing, look at the tool calls I've been making. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been running like YouTube automations, X accounts. I've been running my health on OpenClaw. So I said, I want you to look at the kind of quality results I'm getting, the kind of tools I'm calling. And then I want you to go through to my Mac M3 Ultra, which I'm calling Gaia, by the way. And I want you to go through all the local models I downloaded. So I've got GPT OSS. I managed to get the DeepSeek V4, the 4-bit version, the light version, not the Pro, because that would be too big for that machine, sadly. I also got Qwen 3.6. I've got actually news research from the makers of Hermes Agent, have a 70B model, so I got that. I got things like Nemotron. Like, I really got a bunch of AI models. And the goal was to optimize, basically smoke test all of those local AI models all night long and find out which one can get me closest to the quality I was getting with Claude Opus when I was using my Anthropic Claude Max account on the OAuth, which obviously they removed. So I said, look at everything before April 4, everything for the 4 months previous to that, and then crunch and optimize for that quality of output. And it went through and it tweaked parameters, it changed things. It was really freaking phenomenal, actually. I wish I could have done that as a YouTube video, but often I'm like crunching away doing things and thinking, I should be showing you guys that. So I did this, it ran all night, and then I woke up in the morning and I logged in to see what my Claude Code agent had done. And it came up and it basically said to me, the 2 models you want to use locally if you want to get close to Claude Opus quality would be, and it actually said the #1 model you want to use, and this surprised me, is ChatGPT's OSS 120 billion parameter model. Not the tiny model, but the 120 billion parameter model, which runs in full on this Mac M3 Ultra, this Mac Studio M3 Ultra, which is really cool. And it said as a fallback, you want Qwen 3.6, the 35B parameters, I think, or 27B, can't remember, but one of the latest Qwen 3.6 as backup is equally as good, it said, pretty much, for a lot less RAM usage, interestingly enough. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have GPT OSS 120B as like my main driver. That saturates about half the RAM if that's hot loaded into memory on that Mac Studio. And then I'm probably going to hot load like 2 or 3 Qwen 3.6 35 billion parameter local AIs. So I've basically gone 1 meaty AI and like 3 almost frontier level Qwen AIs. And then I can just distribute out to all of those AIs using my local OpenClaw. And my ultimate idea is that my local OpenClaw will run here. It will never touch the cloud. I could literally pull the Ethernet. Actually, no, that's not true, because I'd still need to get content from YouTube, real-time content from X. But I think what I'm going to do, and I'm actually thinking out loud with you guys here now, is I'm going to have a hybrid thing. So I'm going to have the Mac Studio over there doing pretty much all the work, and then I'll have a VPS running 24/7, maybe a light version of OpenClaw, or maybe a version of Claude Code, or maybe Hermes Agent. And what that will do, that will go out and essentially scrape everything I need, all the YouTubes, all the X, everything on LinkedIn, just basically everything that like I run my life around and run this channel around. Then I'd love it if it can, oh, this is genius actually, now I think about it. I'm actually thinking on the fly out loud what I'm going to do. I should do more of these live streams. I think it's you being there that really inspires me. So I'm going to have this VPS going out 24/7, finding content. And then I'm going to have it pipe down the raw content to my NAS. So my local NAS, my network attached storage. And I'm going to do a Kapathe style LLM wiki, you know, the thing he's spoken about getting all that data in raw. And then I'll have my local AI organize that, because my local AI is freaking great at organizing. I mean, it's near frontier level. So that's the genius thing. I basically do the grabbing of the data from the web on a VPS for pretty much free. I pipe it down to the NAS, and then I have my local OpenClaw literally LAN attached. So do you know what I might do? I might actually put a firewall rule to say never let this out to the internet. So my AI literally can't escape. So yeah, VPS to grab the data, pipe it into the NAS, stick it in a raw folder like Carpathe LLM wiki style, have my local AIs sort it out for me, and then have my OpenClaw give me like an executive report. And what I'll probably do is I'll do 1 or 2 frontier calls a day to make sense of all the stuff that's organized in my wiki. So this would be super elite. Like, I'm actually going to transcribe this live stream and then just give it to my OpenClaw when I finish this, because this is what I'm going to get it to do. And then tell me if you can see a flaw with this. This is not where I thought this stream would go, by the way. I'm going to show you vibe coding my YouTube setup in a moment. But thinking out loud here, I'm going to do all of that. Wow. And then I'll have my OpenClaw basically ping Claude Opus maybe 2 or 3 times a day and flag up really important stuff from my wiki. So basically, free grabbing of data, free organization in my Carpathe style wiki using almost frontier style local AI, stored on my NAS, and then a frontier model just like looks at it and triages it and then comes to me and says, Mike, you probably want to look at this, this, and this. Boom. Wow. Okay, what do we think? Sweet D says, this is brilliant. Oh my gosh, really? Thank you. Okay, what else have we got? Oh, Nick Nimin. Nick Nimin is in the house, man. Dude, so good to see you. Wow, so cool. Actually, like, I meant to talk about vibe coding my setup, so I'm probably going to get back to that. But I literally, dude, you're reading my mind, because I was literally watching one of your videos earlier and looking how you have the camera framed. And I was like, yeah. And then I looked at a few other creators and I'm like, oh my goodness, like no creator is doing a POV like that. And all creators are doing like that face on. And I feel like it's more personal as well. So like I am attempting to get there. So what else have we got? Yeah, should always record everything. Absolutely. So yeah, I've got a Mac Studio, not a Mac Mini. I am on the hunt for Mac Minis. I don't know whether to just wait till WWDC now and see if they come up with some really good stuff. Getting a lot of comments that local is much better than paid plans. Microphone super focused, bit of your face is fuzzy. Anyway, all right, let's get back to the primary topic of this video. And right, what have we got here? So I was vibe coding away, and I'll just show you a bit behind the scenes actually here. So I basically went from this to this, and then found a color grading setup on my new camera and got this, which I'm pretty happy with. I think there are still some more tweaks. And then behind the scenes in the studio, hang on, I'm not doing the screen share. So I'll say that again. I went from this to this, then found the color grading on my camera. Man, yeah, there's weights on Macs everywhere at the moment. It's crazy. And then I went to this nice color graded, but behind the scenes, my studio. So I was comparing myself, my setup here to Network Chuck, who I think is elite. He's like, I believe Network Chuck is the gold standard of like how a YouTube video should look. And Nick Nimin, by the way. So go and check Nick Nimin, because he's got excellent tips on YouTube look and also just YouTube features in general. So Nick and Network Chuck are like my reference. And then Matthew Berman down here, also like bang in my sort of subject matter area. So I wanted to see what another YouTuber who is basically subject adjacent to me is looking like. And he's actually very similar, because he's got the racks behind him. He's a little more like the camera is a little further away, and he's got no LED lighting. So I kind of feel like the LED lighting probably adds something, but I could take it off if it's not good. Nick, that's high praise coming from you, man. So thank you. Looks good. Scene looks great. So maybe I need to stop. Maybe I should do no more vibe coding optimization. But I'll show you what I got here. So I basically got it to connect to my Sony FX30 camera. Using the official Sony SDK, it could control all the settings. It was pretty wild. And it started to dial in things like ISO, frame rate, things like that. And as you can see, it literally changed the shutter speed like this. And it kept doing it because I had an issue where essentially my hue lights were flickering, like really badly flickering in the background. And like it was the last piece of the puzzle and I was banging my head. I was like, why is it doing that? And so then I got Claude Code to make me a script that would basically access my Sony camera on the network and keep changing the shutter speed and then asking me, does that look good? Does that look good? Does that look good? And I was like, stop, like that. And then I found 4 or 5 settings. And then I said, out of those settings, which is the best? And actually I can scroll back up and show you this. It gave me like the golden ratio up here, which was really cool. Yeah, so I found this here. So it basically said, shutter 1/124.6 is basically your purest look, mathematically the best, and all of this. I've got no idea what's going on there, but Claude Code told me, yeah, you basically, if you're not getting flickering on your hue lights, that's the shutter speed you want. And I've got, 60 frames per second now. So really, really cool stuff. But that's not all. So I got it to dial in this. So I don't think I'm going to touch my ISO or anything else. But, and this is where it gets interesting, the thumbnail, by the way, I made in one shot in ChatGPT Image. Like, it's even getting the resolution of this really cool now. So I think this is like a one-shot wonder now with ChatGPT for making thumbnails, which I really like. But I've also got, you might have seen, I've got Home Assistant over here. So let me just paste this up here. Let me get this over here and show you what I've got. So I've got all of my hue lights here, and I've got my AC unit, and I've got my Elgato lights. But what I thought would be really cool would be to let this run wild on my Home Assistant instance and see if I can actually get it to play around with my Home Assistant and make things change. So I am actually going to go ahead and let me see here. Let me grab my Home Assistant. I'm just going to try and grab an API key to my Home Assistant, which I should probably do off screen, even though it's local only. So I'm going to go into here. Actually, what the heck? Let's share this live. I can always delete the API key if needed. Right. Okay. So what do we got here? We've got Home Assistant loaded up. We've got OBS Studio. Got a ton of things all at once. It's very confusing. Okay, so I'll go into, I think, my profile here and security. And then we'll go ahead and create a token. And we'll call this test, like that. Create token and copy. Okay. So I'm going to go and plumb this into Claude Code, I think. So let's try this. Boom, get that out of the way. And we'll put this in. That's my Home Assistant token. Can you play with all lights in the studio and screenshot OBS with, let's see here. I need the settings in the background. Let's actually have a look at the room that we've got. Go back to my studio. So yeah, I think it's got them. Screenshot OBS with all the light settings. You change overlaid on the screenshot, so we can find the best look for my Elgato lights and hue lights. And I think it should be able to do everything. I might need to give it the local IP to my Home Assistant. So Home Assistant is available here. I don't know what it's going to do and if it will do anything, but let's just see if it can actually access my Home Assistant and start messing about with the lights, because that would be super, super cool. Yeah, Nick, Home Assistant is awesome. It's an open source project that can basically control all your things. So like all your lights, all your sensors, anything you've got in your home. It's really easy. And with something like Claude Code, you can literally say to Claude Code, install Home Assistant for me. And it will do it either on a local server for you or up on a VPS. Probably locally is optimum if you're using it to control stuff. Okay, the token is in our conversation history. I treat it as compromised. That's fine. Oh, I see your studio. Look at this. I can see your Keylight Studio left and right. I can see your hue goes. I can see your studio lights. This is cool. I'll run a 6-scene test. So I wonder if it's going to change my lights in the background in real time. That'd be pretty cool if it does. So it's saving the scene that I've currently got. No hands. I'm not doing anything here. It's seriously elite. And if you give Claude Code access to Home Assistant, it can do some pretty cool stuff. I'll get rid of actually this because I don't need this shutter tool anymore. Let's just watch Claude Code and I'm hoping it's going to mess around with my lights and maybe dial in the look even more. I'm thinking purple is maybe a good look for the new YouTube videos, but you tell me if you think purple is overused in the AI space. Maybe I should go for different colors. I'm quite digging the dark purple look though. Okay, it's writing a scene runner script here, which is really, really cool. Can't wait to see how this works out. So we'll see what comes up. So I think it's using this tool here, Magic, to do an overlay with each screenshot it takes. Okay, walk through lighting scenes, screenshot OBS, annotate and save. I don't know where it's going to save that to, but what I will show you on screen while it's doing that is it made a whole folder on my computer called FX30 control. And basically it, you know, the Sony SDK is pretty much undocumented online. I mean, there are probably bits here and there. So it was really hard to get it working initially. Whoa, okay, do you see that? Like I didn't do anything. Like Claude Code is controlling my studio lights. That's bright. Whoa, can you see what he's doing? This is insane. So it's literally changing my lights in real time. This is so cool, man. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go to full camera now so you can actually see. I am not touching anything and Claude Code is literally vibe coding my YouTube look right now. And maybe it must be taking screenshots as I do this and it's literally trying to dial in my look live. This is nuts. This is wild. Okay, so it did a lot of different tests there. I think we've gone back to normal now. Oh my goodness. Wow, this is epic. I've got to share my screen. Take a look at this. This is so cool. So it's popped me straight into a screenshot here. Which has overlaid all my Elgato lights. So yeah, I can see my Elgato light, brightness 200, temperature, hue lights were all off in that screenshot. That is pretty bonkers, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to have some real fun with this. Has it given me any more scenes? Let's see. Okay, it's finished up. So let's see. Okay, and it's probably looked at those screenshots. I would love to, while it works away, I would love to see where it saved those screenshots. Did it save them there? Hang on, I need to find out. So I'll just say, where did you save screenshots? Because I want to get back to those. So what has it said to me? Okay, classic daylight, all off. So it gave me a reference to start with. Then warm cinematic, amber hue, no YouTube lights. Cool tech, cyan with no YouTube lights, magenta pop, teal orange, and your original purple. Okay, but it hasn't given me any feedback. Okay, so it's made it in a folder called light test. So let's find that folder. I didn't even know. It's just got access to my whole computer and it's just doing wild stuff. Okay, let's have a look. So scene 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the original. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like in all the scenes it made so far, like I was the Elgato lights, in my opinion, are too bright in those scenes. I don't know what you think. Somehow I like the golden look, but I think it kind of like it competes with my face. So maybe not. I still quite like the purple one. That's a good look. Okay. All right. So I'm going to feed back. I will literally drop those scenes. I wonder if I can drop them into Claude Code. All right. Look at all of the screenshots. Which do you think is best? And I'll also ask you, the audience, my live audience, seeing as there's a bunch of you in now, out of those scenes, while Claude decides what it likes, which scene do you like the best? I'll have to punch in a bit on me, but that's scene 1. Then we've got scene 2, which is the golden hour. And then we've got scene 3, which is the kind of cyber YouTube teal look. Then we've got this one, which is scene 4. So just type a number in, scene 5, and my original scene 6. What are we going for? The golden look is more on brand with logo colors, but competes. Yeah, purple is good with logo colors, so it works. So awesome. So maybe purple is the way to go. What is Claude saying? Claude is really thinking about it. Oh, it's reading my scene files at the moment. Yeah, Duncan as well, also going for indigo. Original is the favorite, so purple is winning. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm literally vibe coding my YouTube studio in real time with you guys. You are helping to decide the future of how my YouTube videos look. How cool is that? So, and actually I've noticed I've got a giant big monitor in the way of one of my key lights. So I'm going to twist it out of the way so I can get a bit of a brighter perspective from my key light and get the true key light. Now I've got less, oh no, I've still got shadow if I do that. Got to be careful where I put my hands. Now I've got the full effect of the key light. Okay, so most of you are going in at 6. One of you is coming in and saying scene 3 was good. That's Matt. Matt, let's check scene 3. Okay, yeah, the kind of teal tech YouTuber look. Do you know what? I agree. Scene 3 is definitely a runner-up, isn't it? So I think 3 and 6 are the best. So let's actually feedback. What does so funny. Claude Code says scene 5 is the best in its humble opinion. Let's have a look at scene 5. No, scene 5 is like overblown, isn't it? Like I'm too golden there for certain. So yeah, most of you are converging on scene 6, which Claude never picked up at all. Scene 4, scene 3 is bronze here. Scene 6, blah, 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 one side underlit, but I wanted that cinematic. Use scene 5 as your primary daily setup if you want, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm going to feedback all of, I'm literally going to copy and paste your comments in. Let's see here. Okay. So I'll just say, you are live on YouTube, so do a good job. No pressure. I wonder if that will increase. Sorry, I'm not spelling correctly, but that doesn't really matter, does it? This is feedback from audience, most converging on scene. Gosh, I really can't spell today. Scene 6, which is the original purple. I like it too. Maybe let's do some variations on Elgato lights and the purples, diff color and brightness. Do about 30 different tests in this cycle. And then here are the comments, and then I'm pasting your comments in. Oh yes, the make no mistakes, mad boy. How can I, I'll also say yes, make no mistakes. That's very important. Make no mistakes. I love audience feedback in real time. This really lights me up. Right, enter, boom. Okay, while it's doing that, it's skedaddling. How is Claude Code doing in this session? I think it's a 2. It's doing fine. It's doing fine. I'm not blown away by Claude, but we'll see how this works. Okay, so we'll let this rock and roll for a bit. And I might go to camera only because I think in a second it's going to start blowing my lights and it would be better to have a bigger picture. On it, designing 30 purple indigo variations with Elgato key light sweeps. 3 minutes to catch them all. Okay, this is really exciting. I'll leave it on Claude Code until it starts varying my lights. And then when it starts vibe coding my lights, then we'll switch back. Definitely want the cinematic look, so I want the darker side of face. I think I prefer that to all blown out. No pressure. It didn't even sweat. It didn't even mention you, my beloved YouTube audience. It's just getting on with it. Okay, yeah, so it's rewriting. It's doing a purple script here, so we'll see what it comes up with and see if we can get this all dialed in. So it's got the Home Assistant token. Oh, okay, here we go. Blown out, blue in the background. Yes, watch as it switches through the lights. No hands here. My Claude Code instance is doing everything with my studio. Yeah, it's changing the lights in the background. I should probably not hold my hands up so we can see the full view. These Elgato key lights are way too bright. I can tell that already. Probably not very charming for my face right now. Come on, Claude. Oh, it's really buzzing through all those colors of indigo and purple in the background, isn't it? Keep vibe coding until you reach 2 million. Make no mistakes, right? It's going super pink. Floxy's in the house. Nice to have you on one of my live streams, Floxy. Oh, okay. Now this is kind of better, but I'm still a bit golden and the blue is going on there. Okay, we're getting in there. That's not too bad. Let's see. It's dialing me. It's dialing me. I still think these Elgato key lights need to be darker, and that'll be the next piece of feedback to Claude but it's still messing around with my key lights in the background here, and it's noting everything. Way too bright on the key lights. I can hardly see you. That's a little bit better. I will be very specific that I want like a cinematic look, and I'm not getting a cinematic look now. I'm getting a full face, like white on both sides YouTuber face. So we will keep going. Love the videos. Love the Pac Man in the background. Thank you, Paul. My wonderful wife, Isabella, is working on maybe changing the decor behind me. Pac Man may or may not disappear. It's time to move on. It's like things like this. Like, you know, Isabella said to me, she said, this is off brand. As much as you might love the Beatles, it's like, get rid of that. That doesn't need to be there. So I feel like a really awesome Isabella makeover is coming soon. So stand by for that. Oh, this is looking good. Was that my original? Whatever that was, it just did. I thought was quite good. You should use ChatGPT Image Gen for variations and then give those to Claude Code. Oh man, Bruce, I might be live streaming for the next hour if you keep giving me ideas like this. That is brilliant. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think it's finishing. All 30 captured. Building a contact sheet so you can scan them all at once. Hang on, let's go back to picture in picture. So you can see it's finishing up here now, which is cool. So what's your opinion, folks? Do you think Pac Man should die or should we keep the Pac Man? I'm open to your feedback on that. Okay, we got the purple 30 test. They show my personality. Yes, that's right. These are me, right? These are me, Nick. Shift delete. Okay, right. So we've got loads of different takes now, all going through, and it's got all the different looks. This is cool. I'm not gonna bother with asking you which one looks best because we're kind of getting beyond that now. Oh, I feel like that one's quite nice. Moody Club at 30. I don't know, but I've not got the cinematic look here now. Do I offer full video tutorials, Paul? Yes, I do. Keep Pac Man. The Pac Man should stay. Who votes stay Pac Man? Okay, let's do a quick vote now. Who would keep the Pac Man in the background and who would delete Pac Man? Either type keep Pac Man or delete Pac Man in the comments now, and I'll know. Like, I'm literally vibe coding my whole YouTube look based on the feedback this video gets. I might actually delete this video when it... No, I probably won't actually. I'll leave it. Keep Pac Man, long live Pac Man. Who can live without Pac Man? And the fact that when I switch it on, it actually makes the Pac Man booting up noise. It's really cool. Okay. Oh, it's already judged. It's telling me that number 11 was its favorite. Don't like it. Sorry. And number 28 was a good one. Let's look at 28. Yeah, that's all right. And 29, terrible. No. Okay. Let's dial in. This one is kind of interesting. Okay. All right. What I'll do is I'll grab GPT Image 2. Not that one. Oh my goodness. The evolution. This is not bad. All right. So I think that's my very original. Yeah, it's slightly more purple than what I've got going on now. So now we need to get GPT image. Let's get GPT image, chatgpt.com. And we'll go to image. Okay. All right. This is going to be so much fun. Generate me a bunch of different looks for this YouTube camera angle. Oh gosh, I really can't spell. Let's just move this better into view for you. Keep everything the same. Background objects. person, etc, but change lighting, color, and how key lights look on the face. Make 10 variations and give them all a number underneath. Let's hit enter to that and see what GPT Image does. And then we'll feed that to Claude Code and say, can you replicate these looks? That would be super cool, wouldn't it? Slight white balance adjustment now. Yes, it's made me a bit golden, hasn't it? I wonder if while ChatGPT is working away on that, I'll just ask, can ya set back to default settings we started with, please? I'm golden. I am golden. Whereas I think the white balance was probably right on that original picture, wasn't it there? So let's see what comes up. Whisperflow, yeah, I know I do use Whisperflow. Oh, it's popped me back. I think now we've got the white balance back on. I don't think it's reset my hue lights, but as long as, does the white balance look better now? What do we think? White balance is more on point? Yeah, Whisperflow is greatly needed. I do have it installed, but oh my goodness. What's it doing? Is it making 10 different images? It's insane. Okay. So it's giving me this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't think my hue lights can make colors like that. That one's a bit ridiculous with natural daylight. Wow. It's going and pumping them all out. So we've got this look, this look, this look. I need like a light shining in from the side, don't I, to get that golden effect. That's cool with the golden mushrooms there. That's kind of cool. This. Not sure that I'm digging many of those. That's interesting. That's kind of like the Matrix. Don't know. I feel maybe this is okay. I don't feel like ChatGPT Image gave me... So we got the white balance looking good. So we should probably take a note of where the white balance is. Where are we? So we're brightness 18 on one side, 128 on the other, 5813, very dim fill, medium key. YouTube light, hot magenta pink at full. It says, remember, when you're off stream, rotate your Home Assistant token. Well, thank you very much for thinking of me. Right, so white balance, we're feeling like it's on point, but I don't know if we can do anything more. Wouldn't it be really cool? I'm just thinking out loud here, and I don't even know if this is possible. Here's a really interesting idea. The new /goal feature, where basically the AI keeps recursively going until it reaches the goal. What if I set my Claude Code a goal to keep changing the scenes until you, my audience in the comments, say it looks good? That would be interesting. So like literally you guys are live giving the feedback. I'm trying to think. And I know how I can do it. I was initially thinking APIs, but I'm thinking even better than APIs because I don't need an API, and that's just overcomplicating things. What if I pull this over here so we can literally see your comments live? And okay, all right, hang on. I want to change this all so this looks good. I love what OBS is producing for me, though. That is going really well. Let's move that up to there a little bit. And let's get your comments on the screen. There we go. So that's up the top here. Get your comments back on the screen. Put that in there. All right. So you will now have direct feedback. Hang on. I should probably show how this looks. Hang on. And I need to probably move me so I'm up here in the stream, and then probably put that like that so we can really see all the latest comments. Okay. And then we'll go over to Claude Code and let's do a /goal. I have no idea if this will work, but let's try it. So keep changing lights, Elgato, and hue, and pausing 30 seconds on each scene. Hang on, we need to make sure we tally this up. Good day to you, Creative Aereo in Australia. Nice to see you there. How can we get an overlay to say what scene it is? Let's think about this. Maybe I just do a number. Hang on, so let's see if we can make this bigger, like that. So that's now quite big, isn't it? Pausing 30 seconds on each scene. Hang on, and I need to make a big number somehow. How can I make a big number on screen? Thinking out loud how I might do this. Let's make... what can I do here? Can I put text? Can I actually put on this picture-in-picture? Can I make a source with text? I think I can. Free type. Let's do it. Let's just type in scene. Ooh, scene 01. Okay. That's pretty decent. Can I edit that on the fly? Don't know. Might need to go in and change it every so often. Okay, all right. So I will update and change that as we go along. I don't think that's showing. Is that showing yet on the live stream? Scene 1? So essentially, I'm going to ask you, my audience, to say if you like it or not. Oh, yeah, there's scene 1. Okay, cool. It's working. So see if there is any audience reaction to the scene by taking a full screenshot with all hue and Elgato settings in bottom left as before. And don't stop optimizing lights until we get a huge approval from the audience on the live stream. So this is, sorry, and you probably can't see what I'm typing because I've made this too big now, haven't I? So I'm literally prompting Claude here till I get a huge approval from the audience on the live stream. So I'm setting Claude a goal to optimize my lighting until it's dialed in. What else am I going to say here? Note that the Elgato temp of 5813K seems about right. So no wide variations from there. No golden or too bright. Just keep around here. Hue lights, do all you can for different looks. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's set it as a goal right now. And then hopefully we'll get scene 1. Hang on. Did I say each scene should have a number starting with scene 01? Oh, and you know what? We are coming to the end of the stream. I might have to end this stream here. Blue one was good from ChatGPT. Maybe we'll go blue. Maybe blue is good. The camera, I've literally had my camera running nonstop for 2 days, and I think it's finally given up the ghost on battery and heat levels. So I will have to end the stream here, but maybe I shall come back in the future. I've been going nearly an hour, and it's probably a good thing that I end this this here. But hopefully you've got something from this stream. Hopefully it's really helped you. But yeah, I can see my camera has just died. So thank you so much for joining me for this live stream. If you do watch on the replay, let me know what you think and if there's anything you particularly liked from the scene setup. But otherwise, I think we've achieved a lot here. You have basically decided the future look of Creator Magic, not only on live streams, but also in videos I'm going to put out. I'm going to start putting them out in 4K with 4K thumbnails as well. Big shout out to all of you who made it live. Nick Nimin, thank you for joining in. And it was actually your video, man, about the 4K update that I watched just recently that kind of gave me the real kick that I need to get into this 4K scene. So thank you for that. Thank you, Creative Arrow. Thank you, Mad Boy. Thank you, Bruce Wayne, Sweet D. We got D1MW. Thank you so much, folks. Jay Burns, Paul, I mean, there's so many of you. Sorry if I've missed anyone, but really appreciate you being there on this live stream. I will be back, and once I get this all dialed in, I'm pretty sure I'll be doing more live streams in the future as well. But for now, I'm going to click that big stop streaming button on OBS.